see the asset allocation and the investment returns addressing that. So the asset allocation, you see it as a very more fixed income, conservative asset allocation, because it knows that in 10 years, it requires liquidity to fund its future obligations. So I guess the short answer for your question is, if the liability structure changes and we get a blank check for X amount of dinars or dollars, and we have a long-term asset in terms of the balance sheets, then of course the asset allocation can afford to take much higher risk, and in theory more return. So it's a function of asset and liability.
Thank you. So we have time for the two last questions. I would ask you to be very brief in your question, and maybe at the end, Martin, last word. Okay, thank you.
طيب، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Thank you, President Al-Hadi Hassan Jalaluddin from National Social Insurance Fund, Sudan. My question is, you are not speak about the international crisis, and it is if it had side effect in the asset. This is my question. Thank you.
I think we in PASI, we have done a very good job. And the good job that we have done, that first of all, when we go internationally, we have to be really careful, okay? And I remember very well, before 2008, before the financial crisis, our portfolio, it was balanced between equities and bonds. So this is what really helped us during the financial crisis, that where the fund, the equities went down by around 30–40%, but as you know that the bonds, they were doing well and they were delivering positive return because they were the safe haven for investors. So honestly, everybody affected by the financial crisis, and there are a lot, and I think financial crisis, not all is bad, because we have really learned, as I mentioned in my presentation, a lot of lesson out of this asset allocation. We have seen even the formula have changed, the attitude have changed of the investor and the managers. Believe it or not that after the financial crisis, those managers, when they come to us, they are different people than before. They are the people who now trying to give us the products with very good pricing. So the fee levels reduce. They have ensured that they have asset risk models in place. So this is one of the things. So alhamdulillah, for PASI, the effect was minor because of two reasons. PASI was very prudent in terms of allocating the funds internationally, because here in Oman the effect was less. So majority of our assets was there. We have just finished the asset liability, and then the financial crisis came. And we, alhamdulillah, the good things that we did not implement it, otherwise we will suffer, the fund will be suffer. So we were very good in that. Second, because of the strategy that we have adopted, is the balance between the equities and bonds.
And the last question.
Je vous remercie. Je me nomme Mba Andem Théophile. Je suis le président du conseil d'administration de la Caisse nationale de la Caisse maladie et de garantie sociale du Gabon. En fait, la question que je pose s'adresse aux deux intervenants. À les entendre, effectivement, on ne peut être que sous le charme, à la limite. Tout paraît relativement facile. Les chiffres donnés le prouvent. Mais la question que je me pose, moi, au regard un petit peu de tout ce qui a été dit, comité de risque, comité d'investissement, à mon sens, il me semble que pour arriver à ce niveau de gestion, il y a un certain nombre de préalables. Et je ne suis pas certain que l'ensemble des organismes, notamment dans la zone Afrique, aient l'outillage nécessaire pour pouvoir effectivement être gérés, ce qui serait souhaitable dans ces formes-là. Nous n'avons pas eu tout à l'heure les niveaux de ressources de l'une et l'autre partie. Parce que je crois que pour pouvoir investir au niveau indiqué, il serait souhaitable préalablement que l'on ait des ressources d'un certain niveau qui permettent effectivement d'investir tant à l'intérieur qu'à l'extérieur. Évaluer des risques, je pense que ce n'est pas donné à tout le monde. Ça demande une certaine expertise que nous n'avons pas toujours. D'où la question que je pose, face justement à ces préalables-là, est-ce qu'il serait possible, pour arriver au même processus, de faire appel à l'expertise extérieure pour pouvoir justement remplir ces différents préalables? Je vous remercie.
Merci pour votre question.
If I understand the question currently is, how can we have or improve a better investing position? For us, at least in the Bahrain side or the Bahrain experience, we decided or we realized that investments can no longer be a department within an organization. It had to be an institution by its own. We had to have the right people, the right setup, the right corporate governance, and with that we decided to spin off investments to a wholly owned company by social insurance organization. However, it was outside of the government. It had a better compensation structure, so it can attract the best individuals within the investment banking industry. It can replicate the best practices in terms of either risk management or asset allocation or ALM. So we, I would say, institutionalized the way we invest. However, we continue to rely on managers that are better in terms of active management, that can invest within their markets much better than us. But we kept a better monitoring of these asset managers. And we spent more time on the monitoring of these managers against their benchmarks or against their mandates, and improving the asset allocation overall. And we've seen a tremendous difference in terms of cost savings, improvement in returns, and overall just the setup of the investment and the practice of investment.
I think, Sheikh Abdullah, I think he addressed most of the questions that, he addressed most of the things that you need to really enhance your capabilities in terms of investments. I think in PASI, we are using what we call the business, people, and the process. So the three pillars, whenever we make any decision, investment decision, we have to look into the three. So you have to have a very good team. You have to have a very good process, and as well as the governance that Sheikh Abdullah he just mentioned, in terms it's starting from the board to the level of investment analyst. So these are the three important things that we look at. Plus that having a risk department in place, that is a very good milestone for investment, because really it will be the second eye that look to your investments and really help us in investment department to really look to the things that we are really cannot see when we do our investment proposal.
Thank you, Jean-Claude. I think from all the questions from the floor, the key issues have been, and from the presentations from Bahrain and from Oman, the key issues in asset liability management are considering the risk-reward trade-off. You're always going to have risk, and hopefully you'll always get some kind of reward, but you need to do that. And in order to consider that, you do need very much to understand what really are the risks for your organization. We've heard about risks in an organization that is quite a young investment fund in Oman, where you've got quite a long, potentially quite a long horizon, and possibly the risks are that your assets don't grow strongly if you don't invest in those growth assets from around the world. Conversely, in an institution which has shorter term liabilities because it may be already be mature, you need to take the different kinds of risks, and different kinds of assets can help address those. But the important thing is to understand your risks and to build that into your asset liability management process.
Thank you. I would like you to join me in showing our appreciation to our 3 excellent speakers this afternoon. Now, don't leave the room. There are a couple of housekeeping announcements.
حضورنا الكريم، سيتم عقد اجتماع ضباط ارتباط الدول العربية في قاعة يبشون الساعة 4:30 مساء. لذا نرجو من ضباط ارتباط الدول العربية التواجد في بهو الفندق اللوبي بعد انتهاء الجلسة الأخيرة لهذا اليوم عند الساعة 4:30 مساء. كما نود تذكير المشاركين من خارج السلطنة بأن الهيئة العامة للتأمينات الاجتماعية ستنظم ليلة عمانية تتضمن وجبة عشاء، وذلك في فندق قصر البستان مساء هذا اليوم عند الساعة 7. رجاء التكرم بالتواجد خارج هذه القاعة عند الساعة 6 مساء. أما بالنسبة للمقيمين في فندق سيتي سيزن، ستتوافر حافلة تقلهم إلى مكان التجمع في هذا الفندق، ونرجو منهم التواجد خارج فندق سيتي سيزن عند الساعة 5:45.